I mean, then there's gas,
That's right.
and they don't want us using gas either. I mean,
yes, that's right. It becomes mad.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, how can we read about? Sorry.
They've done their best to even constrict the supply of gas. Look, no, you can't. You can't even explore for it. Well, for a while you couldn't in some states, and you don't know. And people scream and shout if you have a gas project, even offshore. Look, come on, guys. Energy's got to come from somewhere. The renewable stuff just isn't going to work. This has been pointed out time and again. As I pointed out in another article, you have things called wind droughts, right, where the wind dies, and it dies over a very large part of the area where the wind farms will be. They didn't really realise this until they actually started to build wind farms in all these areas. But you can see it clearly there are graphs you can look at. Clearly it shows when the wind goes down for long periods, and that period can vary from anywhere to a few hours to up to 72 hours or even longer. Yeah. Right? And they can't build. You can't build enough storage to cover that. It's ridiculous. You can't do this. Sorry, guys, but they keep on doing it.
They keep on doing it. I mean, we read about and we hear about the international energy crisis, but have Australian politicians, your words, been, quote, oblivious to the notable failure of renewable energy to make much of a contribution to the overall energy supply despite decades of investment? I mean, Mark, why do we listen to people like Cannon Brooks? Is it because he's got money? Because Cannon Brooks at AGL and then the governments in Queensland, Victoria and New South Wales have promised the closure of the bulk of the reliable coal-fired power supply of the eastern half of the continent. And apart from Matt Canavan, which politician has had the guts to oppose this stuff?
Look, you have named about the person I can think of, that has even said this. No one seems to stand up and say there's no independent senators. Look, guys, it's not going to work. Think of something else. Now, the one way that they could do it is, look, you'd have to, at this stage, I would go in for harm minimisation. You're always going to have these loonies because it's like an infection. I think of it as an infection, right? Because Mike Cannon Brooks just seemed to go crazy. Hey, look, we listen to Cannon Brooks
because we're seduced by money. We listen to Cannon Brooks because we've got money. I mean, the simple truth is, isn't it, that whatever encouragement governments think they can make to investors in renewable energy, you've made the point, generally speaking, investors are shaking their heads and there's no indication that investment is improving. I mean, there's a simple answer, isn't it? Simple answer. Those who've invested using shareholders' money didn't do very well last year, Mark, did they?
No, they didn't. And ominously, at one point, the Victorian Premier, he was saying, look, superannuation funds, they could come to the party.
Yes.
Whenever anyone's desperate for investment, they say, why don't we get the superannuation funds?
Well, Chalmers has said that. Chalmers has said that.
Yes. And come on, guys, look, it's a dodgy investment at best. If you're saving for your retirement, you don't want them to be stuck in dodgy investments.